Hello traders, you can download a free Forex robot for MT4 and MT5 that has lots of indicators and candlestick patterns built in by using the link in the description below. Now in this video, I am reviewing the Finvesting EA for both MT4 and MT5, and in this video I'll be going through the MQL5 marketplace page, the EA's major features, how the strategy appears to operate based on backtesting behavior, and of course the historical results. So right from the start, this EA positions itself as a fully automated multi-feature trading system with built-in risk management, grid functionality, hedging capability, news filtering, and customizable trading sessions. So this is definitely not one of those ultra simple one entry, one exit expert advisors. There is clearly a lot happening underneath the hood here. So starting with the MQL5 marketplace page, the developer emphasizes automated trading, portfolio style trading across multiple symbols, and adaptive behavior based on market conditions. The EA also supports both MT4 and MT5, right? You just have to download the particular version, or rather, purchase the particular version for the platform that you are using. All right, it's important because a lot of traders still prefer MT4 for familiarity, while others want MT5 for faster optimization and improved strategy testing. Now, as for the pricing, it is definitely positioned toward the premium side because it's going for 5,000 US dollars. So naturally, expectations are going to be higher in terms of stability, flexibility, and overall robustness. The developer also highlights live performance, pages. All right, you can see for both the MT4 and the MT5 accounts, which at least gives traders something additional to evaluate beyond just screenshots or marketing claims. Now, one thing I immediately noticed, or rather one thing that you can immediately notice, if you are going through the settings, is that this EA is significantly configurable. Right, you can see all the settings, customizable settings available here, right? So honestly, that can be both a strength and a weakness depending on the user. For experienced traders, this level of customization is useful because you can control exposure very precisely. But for beginners, too many adjustable parameters can become overwhelming if you don't understand how each settings affects the system's behavior. So looking deeper into the features, the risk management side is actually more advanced than many retail EAs, right? You've got multiple lots sizing methods, including fixed lots, dynamic lots, and deposit load based sizing. So that tells me the EA is designed to scale differently depending on account size and risk appetite, right? So there's also maximum lot controls, maximum drawdown limits, spread filters, and the ability to control whether the EA can buy, sell, or hedge, right? So those are important because aggressive automated systems can become dangerous very quickly without proper safeguards. Now, the maximum spread filter, especially matters during volatile conditions or broker spread expansion. Now, a lot of EAs fail simply because they continue trading during poor execution conditions. So, seeing spread protection included is definitely a positive, right? Another major here is the scheduling system. So, the EA allows traders to define trading days and trading hours, okay? So it usually means that the strategy performs better during specific sessions or volatility windows. So that's something that is important to pay attention to because session filtering often reveals a lot about how the strategy actually works. For example, some systems rely on London volatility, some prefer Asian session ranging conditions, while others avoid overlap periods completely. So the inclusion of a full news filter is another strong feature, right? The EA can pause trading around low, medium, or high impact news events, including custom time buffers before and after releases. So that's actually very important for grid based or recovery style systems, because news spikes can create rapid directional movement that escalates drawdown very quickly. So the fact that the EA includes configurable news protection suggests that the developer understands the volatility management is critical. Now, moving into the strategy structure itself, the settings reveal quite a lot about how this EA behaves, right? Based on the presence of grid distance controls, multiple trade multipliers, maximum trade levels, and grid stop loss settings, this appears to be a grid recovery style expert advisor with dynamic position scaling. Okay, so that doesn't automatically, make it bad. All right, because there are conservative and aggressive ways to implement grid systems. But it does mean risk management becomes extremely important. All right. So from here on, we're just going to head over to a strategy tester so we can backtest the Finvesting EA, so we can see how the EA performed over a couple of months. All right. We're going to be testing the EA using our preferred currency pair and time frame. All right, whenever you want to test the EA, just use your preferred currency pair, since there was no specific one to test it on. Okay, so we're going to be testing from the beginning of this year till date. All right, so that we can get at least a reasonable period across different market conditions, even though I recommend that you test over a longer period of time, perhaps a couple of years. Okay, and yes, we are going to begin the test right away. All right, so um while we wait for the test results to be out, we can just look into the strategy that this EA uses even further. All right, so based on the presence of the grid distance controls, the multiple trade multipliers, and all those things, right, we can expect the EA to behave a certain way. All right, so instead of placing a single trade and exiting immediately, the EA seem capable of building positions progressively if price moves against the initial entry. Okay, and then let's just head over here as well. Also, the trade distance and smart distance settings are especially important. Smart distance likely adjusts the spacing dynamically based on volatility or market conditions, rather than using a completely fixed grid spacing. So that's actually a smarter approach than traditional rigid grids, because fixed distance grids can become extremely vulnerable during high volatility expansions. All right. For the backtesting, I would actually recommend that you use the every tick modeling, okay, whenever possible, because it gives more accurate historical simulation. All right, in case if you are confused about which settings to use when you are backtesting any EA yourself. All right, so that is why I have to just make mention of that. And you know however, depending on broker data quality and testing duration, the tick by tick testing can sometimes become extremely time consuming with complex EAs. In cases where testing speed becomes impractical, then that is where you might want to consider using the open prices only mode. Okay, but that said, users should still perform tick data backtesting themselves for more accurate historical modeling before considering any live deployment. So for this analysis, as you can see, we are using the every tick modeling. All right, and because of the complexity of the EA and the time consuming nature, I had to disable the visual mode, right? Because, with the visual mode enabled, it's going to take a longer period of time for the results to be out. And despite the fact that the visual mode was disabled, we can see that it's still taking quite a while, right, for the results to be displayed. But I'm just going to pause the recording and I'm going to be back. I'm going to resume with the explanation once the results are out so that we can examine the results together. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so we have the results out now, and we can see that from an initial deposit of 3,000 US dollars, we had a total net profit of $33.84. So that gives us around a little above 1% profit. And we can see that the total trades taken were 41, and short trades were 21 with 80.95% win rate. Long trades were 20 with 75% win rate. So, despite this win rate, we still had just a little total net profit. So, it means that the profit target, is likely, little, right? So the EA is likely focusing on short-term profits and not holding trades for so long. We can see that the average profit trade here is just $3, 3.04, and the average losing trade is minus 7.03. So this also tells us that the risk to reward ratio is bad. Now, from the few trades that we can see over this short period of time, we can see that a buy trade was taken here and it was closed here, right? A sell trade was taken here and closed here. So this confirms the fact that the EA is just targeting short-term moves. A buy trade was taken here and closed here. Sell trade was taken here and closed here. So the EA is mostly targeting short-term moves. But in a situation whereby the price begins to go against the EA's position, we can see, like in these cases, there seems to be a basket order whereby those losing trades are closed together. In this case, we can see that these two we are losing trades, but this particular sell trade was a winning trade, right? So this was a close this was a basket close of three trades, whereby two we are losing trades and one was a winning trade. And then we can also see that a buy trade and a sell trade, we are either a buy trade was taken and closed within this same candle, or a sell trade was taken and closed within this same candle. All right, so basically what I can say from this EA is that it targets short-term moves, and the risk to reward ratio is bad. And but in terms of the win rate, the win rate is quite high based on the results that we can see here. However, remember that these are just historical backtest results, and results will always depend on factors like your risk settings, lot sizing, broker execution quality, spread conditions, slippage, leverage, and overall market environment. All right, so historical backtest results are useful for understanding behavior patterns and risk structure, but they should never be treated as guaranteed future performance. All right, thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.